Deep Work by Cal Newport is a game changer for anyone looking to achieve extraordinary results in a world full of distractions. Today, we're diving deep into this brilliant book, breaking down its key ideas and, most importantly, pulling out actionable tips that you can use to transform how you work and live. Let's start with the basics. Cal Newport is a professor of computer science at Georgetown University, but he's also a productivity powerhouse. Deep Work isn't just another productivity book. It's a manifesto for reclaiming focus in a world where our attention is constantly under attack. Newport argues that the ability to focus deeply is like a superpower in today's economy, and his book is all about teaching us how to cultivate that power. The central premise of Deep Work is simple yet profound. Newport divides work into two categories: deep work and shallow work. Deep work is the kind of cognitively demanding activity that requires complete focus and pushes your abilities to their limit. It's where you produce your best work and create real value. Shallow work, on the other hand, is the kind of mindless, low-value tasks that often fill our days, like responding to emails or attending unnecessary meetings. The problem: our modern world encourages and rewards shallow work, leaving little room for deep, meaningful focus. Now, let's break down the key principles Newport outlines to help us cultivate a deep work habit. First up is embracing the philosophy of deep work. Newport introduces 4 distinct approaches: the monastic, bimodal, rhythmic, and journalistic. Think of these as strategies for integrating deep work into your life. The monastic approach is all about eliminating distractions completely. Imagine a writer retreating to a cabin in the woods to finish a novel. That's monastic deep work. The bimodal approach involves dedicating specific blocks of time to deep work while remaining accessible the rest of the time. The rhythmic approach is about making deep work a daily habit, like setting aside 3 hours every morning. And finally, the journalistic approach is about squeezing deep work into any available moment, though Newport cautions that this one requires a lot of discipline. One of the most striking ideas in deep work is the importance of embracing boredom. In our hyper-connected world, we're conditioned to reach for our phones the second we feel bored. But Newport argues that learning to tolerate boredom is crucial for building focus. Think of it like a mental muscle. The more you practice resisting distractions, the stronger your focus becomes. Try this. The next time you're standing in line or waiting for an appointment, resist the urge to pull out your phone. Use the moment to observe your surroundings or think through a problem. It's a small but powerful way to retrain your brain. Another key principle is quitting social media. Now, Newport isn't saying you have to delete all your accounts and go off the grid. Instead, he suggests being highly selective about the tools you use. He recommends conducting a 30-day social media fast, where you stop using non-essential platforms and then evaluate whether they truly add value to your life. This exercise helps you break free from mindless scrolling and reclaim your attention for what really matters. Newport also emphasizes the importance of scheduling your day. He introduces a concept called time blocking, where you divide your day into dedicated chunks of time for specific activities. This isn't about rigidly sticking to a schedule, but rather be intentional with your time. By doing this, you'll see just how much time you're wasting on shallow work and distractions. Let's dive deeper into these ideas. Imagine a world where you have the clarity and focus to tackle your most challenging projects without interruptions. This is what Newport calls the deep work state. To achieve this, you need to train your brain, much like an athlete trains their body. It's not just about working harder but working smarter by removing barriers to focus. The monastic approach might sound extreme, but even adopting elements of it can be transformative. For example, consider creating a distraction-free workspace. This could mean setting up a dedicated room for focused work or simply using noise, canceling headphones to block out distractions. The key is to create an environment that supports your goals. The bimodal and rhythmic approaches offer more flexibility. For those with demanding jobs or personal commitments, setting aside a specific time each week for deep work can be a game changer. Maybe it's Saturday mornings or an hour after dinner each night. The consistency of these practices helps the deep work habit over time. The journalistic approach is perhaps the most challenging but also the most adaptable. It's about seizing pockets of time throughout your day to focus deeply. For instance, if you're waiting for a meeting to start, use those 10 minutes to brainstorm ideas for your next project. This approach demands discipline and a clear understanding of your priorities. Let's revisit the idea of embracing boredom. It's not just about avoiding distractions, but also about rewiring your brain to appreciate stillness. Newport suggests practicing internet fasting, where you schedule specific times for online activities and avoid them outside those windows. This creates a natural boundary that protects your focus. Social media is another major obstacle to deep work. Newport's 30-day social media fast might seem daunting, but the results can be eye-opening. During this time, take note of how you spend your freed-up hours. You might find yourself rediscovering old hobbies or making progress on long-term goals. The goal isn't to eliminate social media completely, but to use it intentionally. Time blocking deserves special attention. It's more than just a scheduling tool, it's a mindset shift. By assigning a purpose to each hour of your day, you're actively taking control of your time. This doesn't mean your schedule has to be rigid. In fact, Newport encourages building in buffer time for unexpected tasks. The point is to be deliberate about how you allocate your attention. Now, let's talk about actionable takeaways. If you want to start practicing deep work, begin by identifying your high-value tasks. These are the activities that truly move the needle in your personal and professional life. Once you've identified them, block out time for these tasks and treat it as sacred. During this time, eliminate all distractions. Turn off notifications, put your phone in another room, and let those around you know not to disturb you. Another tip is to create a ritual for deep work. This could be as simple as always starting your deep work session with a cup of tea or working in a specific location. Rituals signal to your brain that it's time to focus, making it easier to get into the zone. Remember to also set boundaries around your shallow work. Newport advises batching these tasks into specific times, like dedicating an hour each afternoon to respond to emails. This prevents shallow work from bleeding to your deep work time. Finally, prioritize rest and downtime. Newport highlights the importance of shutdown rituals, where you end your workday with a clear boundary. This could involve reviewing your to-do list for the next day, closing your laptop, and saying, "Work is done." By doing this, you allow your brain to recharge, which is essential for maintaining focus and creativity over the long term. In conclusion, deep work is a call to action. It challenges us to step away from the noise and distractions of modern life and embrace a more intentional, focused way of working. Imagine what you could accomplish if you dedicated just a few hours a day to deep, undistracted work. The possibilities are endless. So, here's your challenge. Start small. Pick one idea from this summary and commit to trying it for the next week. Maybe it's time blocking, quitting social media, or simply embracing boredom. Whatever it is, take that first step. And if you're inspired to go even deeper, grab a copy of Deep Work and dive in. Your most focused and productive self is waiting. Let this book be your guide to unlocking a level of productivity and creativity you never thought possible.